Sequencers are powerful things, but today we will take an extra mile to make them even look cooler. Number 1. Percussive Sequencing. I'm gonna use something that's called Polyrhythmus. This is a free Max for Live device. I will add the link below so you can download it. Really straightforward. You have 5 different channels, and each channel you can actually change the number of beats, or you can also change the length. So this is the bar, and 4 of these will be 1 bar, and then how many of these bars will be divided here. So let's put on percussion so that you can hear what it's doing. 4 to the floor, super easy. Now I have this loop. Dark deep loop. What I want now is kind of a polyrhythm here to really enhance and confuse the ambience a bit more. You keep the length same, but divide into 3. Let's add some effects to make it sit a bit better. Let's make it even more interesting by adding another shaker and use the same sequencer one more time. We have a drum rack. The same sample used twice. We have 2 channels here. This one is playing kind of all the time, and this one is filling up the spaces that the other one left. So we have this 4/3 polyrhythm still. The one cool thing that you can do is actually edit and map this to your, for example, fade-in. So what happens now, this different fade-in will be applied to the sound with each sequence step. Together with the other one, reverb and delay on top. Number 2, gated sequencing. We have a loop like this. In this method, we are going to use something that's called gated sequence. Actually, not a MIDI effect, but it is an audio effects. So the gated sequencer is exactly what it says. The idea is straightforward. I have these vocals here. And I turn on the sequencer, it will cut the sound off here. You can divide whatever way you like a 36, increase the number of steps. The very cool thing with this gate sequencer is actually you can take an LFO here or the sample and put it here. So this LFO will play around with your number of steps. And you can apply this everywhere. Like we have 3 of them. So you can also play with the gate envelope. I just played a little bit around and find this cool rhythm. And a little bit effects on top. And together with the track. Number 3, creative sequencing. Now we have a loop like this. I want some type of acid sequence here to make it really aggressive. The first thing, I bring an acid preset. This is from my raw, minimal and hypnotic preset pack for Serum, sounding like this. And then using a sequencer that can already give you an input so that you can just mess around until you figure out something that's sounding cool. First, we're gonna get Reason Rack plugin. I'm gonna just turn this off for now and then go to Serum and input. We're gonna listen to that Reason Rack plugin and put that into input. So our MIDI input is coming from Reason Rack. And then you pick also Reason Rack plugin here so that we get the MIDI from the plugin. And from this rack menu, we're gonna pick something that's called a baseline generator. You have different presets that you can go for. Let's pick something really randomly. It may look a bit confusing, but this is basically notes over here. You see E, D, G, blah, blah. And then left side, the green side on beat, right side off beat. So you blend these 2 together and you see different things. It provides you some type of input for your sequence. Let's say I want a bit maybe notes here. You can turn on, off which one you want, maybe a bit offbeat. If you want to keep everything in your notes, what you can do, bring another utility here, scale chords, maybe C Phrygian, so more acid sound. Try different things until you get really, really inspired, right? Let's try something else. Oh, this is cool. I have something that sounds pretty cool. Just a bit distortion. Effects. Together with the track. Number 4, advanced sequencing. I left the most advanced one as last point because we will see actually things that we have done earlier but a bit more advanced. So this is a sequencer that is called Roser Advanced Step Sequencer. So the first thing is like just pitch, like a step sequencer, right? You create your pitch like this, right? Have quite a bit different scales here that you can pick for example, harmonic minor. Now this is just the 7 notes in harmonic minor. Then you have the octave control. You can go up and down octaves if you want. And of course a classic velocity control if you want. Let me quickly put something a bit reasonable here for the melody and come back. Alright, now we have a melody like this. This melody is good, but a bit boring. There is nothing in it. Now the magic with this sequencer is actually you can assign a parameter and sequence that parameter as well. And this is extremely strong. Take the parameter 1. Here on the right hand side, you will see that different parameters. Let's go for the cutoff first. So now each sequence step also control the cutoff amount in serum. So let's go up and open the cutoff a little bit maybe here and start maybe higher cutoff. Now, the possibilities are actually endless here. You can map any parameter to your sequencer. Let's go for the envelope this time. You can control everything here. It works like a classical LFO with the parameter 2 now. And maybe we want to make it even weirder. Let's open the serum. There's a FM on the oscillator B. Let's see. That would work. So this one again in serum here, B warp here. Pick the parameter 3, map, B warp 3, increase a bit here, maybe a little bit there. Parameter 4, maybe a bit chorus at the end. Now a little bit thinking with the parameters and a little bit reverb and delay, we have something like this. You see how much sound comes to alive. I have a loop like this. Together with the track. Please consider subscribing.